Hi everyone, Heidi here from Flutter by Heidi, and today's project is one that I made to coordinate with this card here with the lovely Beauty Abounds, and this is to show you what I did with the offcuts. So on this card, if you recall, we cut away two of the butterflies, and this is what I've used them for. So this is again another thing I do, which is to try and create coordinating gift packaging, and it's just a sweet little self-closing gift box. The label comes off and you just press on the sides, open it up and pop some sweet treats in there, a piece of jewellery, and it's as easy as that. There are all sorts of sizes out there. This is just one I came up with, and I just wanted it to be clean and fresh and just, as I say, coordinate with the other project. So let's get on with it. Okay, you're going to need a piece of cardstock to start off with, and it is 8.5 by 6 inches. So that's great if you're in the States. This is some offcuts from some 12 by 12 cardstock. Obviously you could use A4, it just gives you a little bit more waste. So it's already cut at 6 inches, so I'm just going to trim that down to 8.5 inches. Okay. And then with the scoring, it's really important you do the scoring in this order because of when you need to do your closure, because it's not the same scoring in both top and bottom. So you're going to score the short at 3/4 of an inch. That's zooming out slightly. There we go. On our right hand side here, at 3/4 of an inch. So flip it round and then score at 4 inches. Like so. Then turn it portrait, and you're going to score above the line at 3 inches. So just down to that score line, and 7 inches. So same again, line it up at 7 and just to the score line. Then at the bottom, you're going to score from the bottom up to the score line. So from here at 2 inches, at 4 inches, at 6 inches, and at 8 inches. Okay. That's all the scoring with the trimmer. You are going to need a ruler and a score tool. You can obviously do it on the trim if you want, but for me it's easier to show you on here. You're going to be lining up this top score line with diagonally with one of the bottom ones. So just pop your scoring tool at the top to the bottom, and just make sure you make a nice firm score line. You might find it easier to do it on a piece of foam to get a score line, and again you just do it so from the same score line just to that left hand one. So this is going to be our front section, so we'll be stamping that in a moment. Okay, so having done that, what I recommend you do now is grab some post-it notes and just put those along those diagonal score lines. And that's that if you do go slightly over your stamping, you're just keeping it to the front panel. Now obviously if you wanted to, you could stamp all over the whole of your box and that would be fine. But I'm just doing the front panel just for speed as much as anything. So I'm using the same two colours as before, so Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana, but I'm just reversing them, so I'm using my larger one on the Coastal Cabana and the darker one using Bermuda Bay. So same as before, I've moved my ink and I'm not going to over ink it. So you just get some nice dots, the same with the larger one. And I tend to do most of them. I might need another pop a post-it note at the bottom there. It doesn't matter so much if you go over the bottom, but then if you find you've got a little space, just come in and pop your dots in to fill where those gaps are. Okay, so just create your own background paper. Pop my my lighter ink pad away, and on a scrap of card that I've got left over here, I'm just going to ink up the For You, which is out of the Beauty Abound stamp set that we used before. So that's this one here that the bokeh dots come from. Lovely sentiments and some texture here. A For You and a hello, so any of those would work. I'm going to pop my ink pad away before I get myself even more covered in ink than I usually do. Just remove your post-it notes. Frugal, pop those to one side, you can use those again. And you're left with a piece that looks like this. So what I'm going to do now is do some cutting and some burnishing of my fold lines. So my bottom one is very easy. I'm just going to reinforce that. I'm going to cut up on this right hand side here, and I'm going to cut square. I know you normally angle these, but not today. And I'm going to cut up the middle of each of these score lines. Again, I'm not actually going to angle those at all, and the reason for that is I'm going to help those to form the square base of my box to make it easier for me to get it to close properly. On the upper part, reinforce those score lines. You can just use your fingers. Come in with your bone folder as well. And again. And then the upright ones, just pinch those closed like so. And you'll see the way this closes is you're going to have some tape down here, and the box is going to be closed like so. So what we want to do is pop some tape. Again, we're using red tape, we're making boxes. Pop that on the bottom. And I'm just going to put some on the bottom of these first two panels and down this large panel here. So it's all the way to the top of there. Okay. So I'm going to take this off. This is the only bit that is in the slightest bit tricky with this box. So this piece is going to be the last one I'm going to stick. So I'm going to fold that out of the way for the moment. And all I'm going to do is fold these two pieces in from the side and the back. I'm not going to do that though. And this is where, okay. To avoid doing what I've just done, which is sticking my box before I'm ready to, what I'm actually going to do is add a little bit of wet glue to it to give me a little bit of wriggle room on this occasion. Right, all you do is fold these up till they're square at the bottom and just pop that one like so. So you're just lining those up to the square like so. Then you come over and line up the top of your box like so. That then seals down. Your bottom flap, your back flap comes forward, and your front one you can now take the glue off, the tape off, and come forwards. And there you have your box. There we go. So that's our basic box. Next, to do our little tag for the front. So what I need is a piece of cardstock that I'm going to cut, which is 4.5 by 2 inches of Coastal Cabana. So I'm just going to cut a piece that's 2 inches off my card here. And just trim that to 4.5. I mean, if you wanted to, you could obviously you know, make it longer or shorter as you wanted, and I'm going to score that at 1 inch at the one end. Then I'm going to come in. Now if you haven't got this punch, you can just cut it by hand. It's the banner punch and it's a triple banner punch, so I'm just going to punch at the opposite end to my score line, and that just folds over and goes over the top there. Next, I'm going to punch my sentiment using the 1 1/4 inch punch, like so. And what I didn't do was stamp when I stamped it. Just going to come in with my bokeh dots, just the little ones. Like so. That goes on a 1 3/8 punch, so 1 3/8 if you can see that. I'll put all the list of items on my blog anyway, as I usually do, with the links to my shop as well, so you can pop along there. My For You. I'm going to pop my For You on first, just pop it up on a dimensional in the middle there. Don't forget, don't need to cover the back with loads of dimensionals, it really will be fine with just one in the middle. And then just take a couple of your butterflies that you've got left over from other projects, pop a bit of wet glue on the back, so just work out where they're going to go. I'm going to pop mine like this, so that means I need to put glue on this section here. I've just noticed I haven't trimmed that wing very well, so I'm just going to come in and trim that now. Okay, and on this one it's going to be on the body. So I'm just going to pop that in there. Again, keeping the wings free so you can get your clip in there, and of course this is the clip that I have managed to not get out of my box. You can use any kind of clips. I mean, you can see here I've got the clips we had before from Stampin' Up. These little binder clips are great, really useful to have. And then all you do, because it's self-closing anyway, really the clip is just there for a little bit of embellishment. And there you have a pretty gift box to coordinate with your Beauty Abounds stamp set and with your card. So, thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. Bye for now.